Good afternoon and welcome to Table Talk right here on 802 Scoop in the Inside Scoop studio at 185 North Main Street in Barre. It's been a little bit, a couple of days since we've seen you all. And since then, Jeff and I went on the community walk. That was good on Monday.
That was good. What do we have, like 10, 12 people?
I think so, yeah, which wasn't bad considering the weather. It was
No.
rainy and kind of crappy out, but it was nice.
And an uneventful walk.
It was an uneventful walk. I don't think we had any troubles at all.
No troubles.
No, we strutted right along and talked to each other. And some people did stop and visit a couple of different locations.
Yep.
And so that was good. And we all ended up over at Gusto's.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Rich treated us to a Cinco de Mayo treat.
Yes.
Yes, everybody could go over if they wanted to. And so that was nice of him to do that for us all. And it may have even made us strut along, walk a little faster.
Yeah.
Because we knew where we were going in the end, right?
We knew what we were going for.
Right. So that's how we did it. But it was nice. It was a nice walk, and I think they plan to continue them. And
it sounded like it.
And hopefully it's something that can maybe on a different night, though. Maybe in the future we won't do Monday night because a lot of stuff is closed. Maybe we can do different nights depending on what's going on.
I did hear some of the people walking about, back when the stores used to stay open later on weeknights and weekends. And maybe that could be something that, they'll do eventually down the road. But
Yeah.
if you get if you've got people that want to shop, you should be open.
I remember those days because my mom had a store right here on Main Street, and we used to work for her on Friday nights until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, and then I
What
worked.
store did your mom have?
She had Carousel Fashions.
Okay.
So I can't remember what it was called when it was on Granite Street. It started at Granite Street. That's where she bought it.
Yeah.
It was where the comic book store is now.
Okay.
That's where her store was when she bought it, and then she moved it over onto Main Street, which is about where I think the grocery store is. Granite City Grocery is about right there somewhere when she moved down here. So that's where she was, and then of course I worked at Obashan. That was my first job ever in high school. And we always were there until 9 o'clock on Friday nights. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and weeknights, some of the stores were, more like 6 o'clock, not 5. And some even till 7, but 5 o'clock's kind of early to be shutting down.
But unfortunately, it just the traffic on Main Street doesn't. It's not something that you want to stay open for, and unless maybe you open a little later in the morning or mid-afternoon or something for some of the stores. It's tough. And we had a lot more down here then too. We had
we did.
shoe stores and clothing stores, and so there was a lot more reason to be downtown.
That was mentioned the other night too.
And hopefully we get back to that someday.
It wouldn't be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, a few more things than what we have for sure, so that we do drive people downtown. I know right now, if you want to go clothes shopping, you have TJ Maxx, Walmart, and Kohl's.
That's it.
That's it. Yep. And it's tough to find kids' clothes. Men's clothes is even harder.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot out there. And I think we need more shoe stores too. Of course. Why not, right?
Right.
So, but it was a nice walk.
I thought it was. I thought it was nice.
Good to see. And now, if we go out walking, the Art Splash is out.
Yeah.
I saw them when I came through town last night. I saw them putting it out. So that's good. We have one of them right out here.
I gotta go look at it after we're done here.
It's a black dog that's out there.
Yeah.
With all looks like maybe some jewels or something on it, but we'll have to check it out. And who knows, maybe next week you and I can just go live out on the street and go up one side and down the other and check them out.
Yep, that'd be cool.
Yeah, get Carl Rinker in here to talk about a few if he wants to.
Okay, now we're stretching it.
I know. Well, and
we'd have to do a 2-hour show.
We would have to do a 2-hour show if it was Carl. He likes to chit chat a little bit. So, but you never know. We'll get him in here,
Sure.
but it's just one more thing to bring people out,
Yeah.
the community out, and
Yeah.
get them involved. And yeah, what are you doing for the rest of the week?
I don't know. Hang out and hope the sun comes out again. That's
I got to tell you, I'm a little bit nervous about this bulk trash thing on Saturday. When I saw the weather
calling for
report, it
rain.
does not look good at all. And,
Yep.
and they're saying some significant downpours possibly with 1 to 3 inches of rain. So, you're one of the 3 candidates that is going to be out there picking stuff up.
I have the last shift.
You do have the last shift, so maybe you'll get lucky and it will have cleared off a little bit during
Yeah.
that time frame. But when you all are finished, let's see, 8 to 10 is Ward 1.
Yep.
10 to noon is Ward
Ward 3.
3, and then Ward 2 is noon to 2. And then followed by the meet and greet that
Yes.
is hosted by 802 Scoop and GB Construction.
Yep.
And GB Construction is also, Johnny is the one that originally volunteered his time, and he said, hey, do you guys want to participate in this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He's taking his truck and his trailer, and will be people are to call in.
yep.
Where do they call? Do they call Johnny?
No, they either email me or text message me.
Okay.
And or they could call me as well.
Yep.
There's a number, and so there's an email and a phone number attached to the flyers, and then and we've had people signing up all week.
Great.
Yeah. So and all week last week as well. People have been checking it out, so that's good.
Good.
It's nice to see, and hopefully we have a good turnout at the meet and greet as well. All 3 of you candidates will be there for a little bit, and 802 Scoop's going to give away some ice cream, and we'll get to be down there and hang out for a little bit.
That'll be great.
And that is at the North End Dollar General.
Yep.
And the reason we did that is all 3 candidates seem to be pretty passionate about the fact that the North End is still kind of in really rough shape. Not kind of, it is still in rough shape.
Yeah.
And so to be able to be down there and meet with everybody, and all 3 of you grew up in the North End.
Yep.
So, and the parking lot is huge down there.
That's a good space.
So we
yeah.
can have, a couple of tents set up and have room for everybody to easily pull in and out of there safely, and just visit for a little bit
Yeah.
if they'd like. So, but bring your umbrellas just in case. You
And
may
your-
need them.
And your raincoat and your
And
boots.
your little slickers and all that good stuff. So it'll be good though. City Council last night. What happened there?
What happened?
Yeah.
It was a big non-eventful meeting, but until the very end. Mel Chambel was her last regular city council meeting last night. So we spoke highly of her. We gave her a nice standing ovation and thanked her for her 4 years.
That's right, because she's leaving, and we have 2 candidates in Ward 1, and that is Beth Hillgardner and Eddie Roos.
Eddie Roos.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. What else did we do last night? I think we're set with, Nicholas updated us on the purchase of the warehouse up on Morrison Road in Barrington.
Oh, yeah, for the DPW.
Yeah, it's going to be sort of delayed. It's basically some paperwork, zoning issues, stuff like that. So we'll probably be looking at next construction season or next season for them to get in there. But because there is a lot of alternative design things that are going on inside. So right now that it's not set up for trucks to just drive in.
Right.
You have to put some ramps in.
Yep.
Move a few things around inside, but the place is huge. So we'll be moving some city hall offices up to that location too.
Nice. Which, I mean, that's great.
It would
that
be
that
the
can
engineering
happen.
department and those people that are aligned with that. I'm not sure if they're going to take anybody that's at the plants, because they need somebody at each plant anyway. But at least the engineer and his crew will be up there.
Nice. And I don't know if you know about this or not. I kind of forget when you came in to all of this mix. But Linda Kuchar had asked that she got her ballot and she didn't see the new fire truck on there yet. Do you know where on the ballot that is? Isn't it just all in the, like the general budget?
It's right. That's not. It wouldn't be on the ballot. It's out of the capital fund.
Out of the capital fund?
Yes.
So it's just all included in that. It's not individual separated from that.
Correct.
Yep. All right. So make sure that she knows that, because she didn't see it on the ballot of whether or not where she could vote for that. So make sure. And they did do a lot of that combining, I know, on the ballot. I know that local people that are voting or asking for money, different establishments, different nonprofits,
Right.
They kind of group them all into one thing.
Yes.
They didn't separate them out individually. And some people are okay with that, and some people are really pissed about that, because they want to be able to pick and choose who they give money to.
Yeah.
And I kind of understand that.
And I can't remember if I think we may have done that a few years ago. But I'm not sure why they changed. I'm thinking it's because then it's a moving target for your budget number.
Yeah, and and then it makes the ballot super long, and
Right.
you know, when you're listing each individual one. But a lot of people have said, if I can't pick and choose what I vote for, I'm just going to vote no for all of them. And I hate to see that happen.
Yeah.
But I think that we may possibly see a little bit of repercussion for that choice, and then so maybe that's something that will have to be discussed again in the future. Yeah.
There are some things on there separate. I know the Granite Museum's request is separate.
Yeah, there are a few others. Speaking of the Granite Museum, and not really the Granite Museum, but the Trade Center. I know they do some classes down there right now, and they wait for people to sign up. But I read the article I actually read it in the Waterbury Roundabout, about the proposal for the tech center to move up to Barrytown onto Bassett Street.
Yeah.
And they had a select board meeting about that last night, I believe. And I need to go back and watch it, because I'm going to have to watch the link for that, so that I understand and know a little more about it. But I'm super excited about it. I think to be able to keep it in the community is a big deal.
Yeah, I was concerned when they were talking about moving it to the U32 campus.
Yeah, me too. I would be sad to see it go out of
It
this
started
community.
here in Barre. It started when they took that section of Spalding High School.
Yep.
And it's grown. I mean, they've had to turn students away, which is sad.
Yep.
I heard that it's probably like 200 kids got turned away from getting into that program.
Right, because there's just not enough room
Yeah.
right now. And I know that apparently there's a lot of people against it going where they want it to go in Barrytown. People are saying, don't they realize it's a neighborhood? But all schools are in neighborhoods.
Because where Spalding sits right
right,
now.
or any of the schools.
Yeah.
They're all in a neighborhood. It's got to go in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it always surprises me when you say, I want this or I want that, but then in the next breath, not in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it's got to go somewhere, and it's such an asset, and we need the trades, and so why not keep it here if we can?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my opinion anyway. Yeah.
I mean, it's not really right in the middle of the village anyway, isn't it? Just
No,
out?
it's on the outskirts.
Yeah.
If you go up into, like you're going to go into Graniteville.
Right.
The playground's right there at the Y.
keep
and
right.
so you keep to the right
Yeah.
of that, and it's not too far up there. And I mean, there's really not a lot of houses on that road anyway.
No.
Sure, at the very beginning there is, but in traffic, yes, but I can't imagine where it's going to be that. I don't know.
See,
I'm voting yes for it, and I'm a townie, and I'm voting yes for it, just because I absolutely think it should stay in this community for sure. Yeah, yeah. But we'll see. Judy says, speaking of townies and in Barrytown, though, tomorrow night at 7, I'm interviewing David Stacy, who is Susie. David Susie.
yeah, he came to the walk the other night.
David Susie, tomorrow night, and who's running for a select board seat in Barrytown. And I've seen signs of his up everywhere.
Yeah.
But great guy. It was nice to be able to talk to him and get to know him a little bit. And so looking forward to speaking with him tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to see him the other night. You know, he put a face to a name and
Yeah, for sure.
seemed like a good man.
And that was nice that he came down and he looks at, you know, this is the downtown. And whether you live up on the hill or not, this is the downtown for everyone.
For Barry.
And for Barry, exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's city or town, it's Barry.
So it was good to hear him say that, because we don't hear that often.
No.
So it was good to hear him say that. And I look forward to seeing him tomorrow night. Judy says last night you also talked about the warming shelter, the trestle being gone.
Yep.
And there was a review of the audit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good meeting.
So that, I mean, what about the warming shelter? Do they want to put it somewhere else, or?
No, they're going to keep it going. It's worked out well. You know, I tip my hat to the people at the Heading Methodist Church for all they've done.
Yes,
They've
for sure.
actually put in a washer and a dryer so that people can do their clothes there. And the people that assist with feeding the homeless,
Yep.
they've done a really nice thing.
Yep. They have, and like you say, they've even when they've had the emergency shelters up at the Odd,
Yeah.
they are like one of the first to step up and say, what can
Yeah.
we do to staff this and help with this?
Yeah.
And along with some others, enough ministries
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
But it takes a village. It takes a lot to keep all of that stuff going, and they do
know, and,
step right up.
Reverend Earl from Church of the Good Shepherd was there, and I think they do the breakfast there.
Yep.
And then people walk down to the library.
Yep.
Library's been very accommodating.
Yep. And the Heading also does the diaper drive, and I mean, you can go there for any of that stuff. Not only can you donate them, but you can go if you're in need of those
Yeah.
sort of things and get them. I mean, they just do a great job. Yeah, Judy says the Good Shepherd, the Episcopal Church.
Yeah.
So definitely a lot of community partners involved there, and I'm glad they're going to keep it going.
Yeah.
It's good. I think that's a good idea. What else do we got? Let's see. The trestle being gone. I mean, that has been the biggest hot topic.
Yeah,
and
that
I've
was-
seen some pictures.
That
and
was a quick.
It was super sad in a way to see it gone, because, like we talked about the other night, that's childhood stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you dared to walk across it, or
Oh, yeah.
you know, we used to sit on that thing all the time, and I'm sure that we weren't supposed to be on it or anywhere near it, but we certainly were. And it's good to see it gone, but it's part of your childhood,
Yeah.
your history.
Yeah. We used to have the Dare Me things too. Like, there was a bridge over on Granite Street, and you had to walk over the top of that.
Yep.
And We did some crazy things down in our area.
Yeah, that's when they were the metal ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that had the. My brother did that a couple of times. Scared the shit out of me. I don't like that stuff at all. I was petrified to walk across the metal bridges because you could see, you could see
Yeah.
it down into the river, and I was petrified to walk across them. I usually had to wait for somebody to go across with me, my sister or my brother or one of my friends or something, because I was a big old chicken. I hate heights, and yeah, but those things, the singing bridge or the metal bridges, whatever,
Yeah.
and the kids walking over the tops of them, yeah. But those are the things that we drove the police department crazy with, right?
Yeah.
Being
Dumb things. you
yeah,
know?
dumb
Just
things.
little dumb things.
Yes, like that. Trevor Whipple
Yeah.
would catch you up there and be like, "Oh my God, you kids need to stay down from there."
When we were growing up, it was Officer Mooney. And I'll tell you what, that guy knew every hiding place in the city.
He did.
Oh gosh, yeah. You couldn't sneak away from him. We were young. We'd throw snowballs at cars, and
Yep.
people would call the cops. And we had all these great hiding places over there in the meadow and the north end and the granite sheds, places like that. That guy found you every time. You could not get away from that man.
He knew where you were.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
all he'd tell you was, "Get home. I don't want to have to call your parents."
Well, and because you were just kind of like being kids.
Yeah.
Did you do the whole toilet paper thing at Halloween and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff?
We did
too?
all kinds of dumb stuff.
Yeah, us too. And we did the Chinese fire drills. Those were always fun, but not traffic and safety friendly
Yeah.
at all. But we did them, and same thing. Trevor Whipple, he would catch us, and he would always just tell us to behave ourselves and
Yeah.
get home or whatever. And they just, I don't know. It was such a different time.
Oh yeah.
It's sad.
That's back
really.
when police were always they were on foot patrol every night on
Yeah.
Main Street.
Yeah.
They'd even check the doors on buildings to make sure they were locked.
Yeah. They still do that though.
Yeah.
They don't do every single one, but they do still check doors. You get the little tag in your door that tells you they've
Nice.
been here. And I've seen them on camera here several times,
Yep.
and they've been even better about it lately because they know we've been having some issues. So they definitely drive the parking lot a lot more and get out and check the doors and check the little, I don't even know what you want to call it, stairway over here, which, by the way, a local contractor, Roar Foster, reached out and said, I've got a bunch of extra material left over from jobs, and how about I come over and close that up for you so
Wow, that'd be
nobody
great.
can get in there under the stairs anymore.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, super nice of him to do that, offer to do that. He's coming tomorrow, and we're gonna actually have him give us a quote for some other things that need to be done down here. But he said, "Let me take care of that so that stops happening."
That's good.
Because
Now, that's that little section you show me the film where the guy was.
yeah. And I mean, the other day there was a couple that was out here. It was the night of the walk. It was Monday night. There was a couple out here just before 3 o'clock, I think it was. They were out here with their baby in a stroller, and they left the baby out in the parking lot. But out on the outside of that porch, and so they could smoke crack under there. They did go one at a time, but there was a time where they were both under the porch. And if you watch the videos in its entirety, the baby was out in the parking lot by itself for 2 minutes. And what the hell? It's probably a good thing that I was not here when that happened.
Oh yeah.
And that I only saw it on camera because, there's just some things that you can't let people get
No,
away with. And
no.
that would have been one of the things that I was not going to let somebody get away with.
Yeah, when it involves children,
And
that's-
just a baby. And just a baby. But they have been really, really good about coming and checking and driving through the parking lot. And I've seen them out on Main Street a lot more. It was Chief Vale that was out the other night checking and kind of walking around. And of course, I can see them on camera
Yeah.
when they come. And it's just been good to see. And you have to understand that, and I have to understand, everybody else does, that they're short-staffed right now. They're doing the best they can possibly do. And we have more people in training, they said.
Yep.
And so soon we'll have some more people out on the road, and but that's going to take a little time.
Yeah. I think they said February maybe. But
Yeah, by the time they finish the academy, and
Yeah.
then they have to team up with somebody, buddy system for a little while, and before they can be on the beat by themselves. Glenn Brummert's watching. He knows what all of that's about. He used to be a police officer as well. So, right here.
Glenn was?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. Were you in the city? Were you a city officer, Glenn? I don't know where he was. If he was in city, town, or somewhere local, but I know he was a police officer. So, yeah,
Jeez.
we have all kinds of cop friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to invite some of them down here to meet with us again a little bit and talk about some of the stuff that's going on. And it would be nice to have one of them be available to maybe do the walk with us.
That'd be nice.
Every now
Yeah.
and again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about the bumblebees as well,
Yep.
that they used to have. And I didn't realize that they were from Norwich.
They were Norwich cadets. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not realize that ever.
One of them is a full-time police officer right here in Barre. Amos Gaylord.
Yeah, that's right.
Amos started out as a bumblebee.
Yeah. And now he's, full time.
Now he's a dog cop.
Yeah, full time. In a good one, too.
Yeah.
Glenn was in New York City, so he was
Ooh.
20 miles north of New York City.
Wow.
A little village called Piermont.
Huh.
So Piermont, New York, just outside of New York City. That's closer than Burlington from New York City. So that must have been a different kind of policing, for sure.
I would think so.
Yeah, for sure. Than what we've got here. A different kind of policing in Burlington, too.
Yeah.
They-
Burlington's a mess.
Yes. And my sister was just telling me the other night that she absolutely does not dare to go down there even during the day now, because so much happens in the parking garages, and that she is, somebody wanted to meet down there on Church Street to go to dinner or something, or lunch, and she said no. She absolutely, and she's lived up there for a long time, but she won't go downtown anymore.
Yeah.
Sad.
There's homeless people hanging out in City Hall Park up there, Battery Park down by the water. I had to drive through there last weekend because my grandson's AAU games were up in Burlington. And, here we are, it's like late morning, early afternoon, and
Yeah.
they're just all over the place.
And she said the parking garages are terrible.
Yeah.
And, because that's what they were saying. Well, just park in the parking garage. And I'd rather park on the street
Yeah,
than park in the
it's worse in the
parking
parking
garage.
garages.
Yeah, so it's sad. It's sad. Same thing. You used to go up and hang out on Church Street
Yep.
and get something to eat and go to all the different stores. And there's not even as many stores up there anymore either, because people have left.
And to make it worse, they're still doing this street work or whatever right in the middle of Main Street. So
Uh-huh.
you got to detour around that.
So a big mess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big mess.
Well, I don't go up there. I don't know how many years it's been, but a very long time since I've been to Church Street. And I probably haven't even it's probably been at least 5 years since
Yeah.
I've been even to the University Mall. I just don't go shopping. I don't like to go shopping, and I have no desire to go up there. And nothing about that sounds fun to me at all.
Yeah.
And so, but it's been a really long time.
Yeah. Well, when our boys were young, we used to go up every now and then, and it was nice then. You'd go to the mall, and
Yeah.
or you could shop down on Church Street. And
Yeah.
I've never been to the mall probably in, God, I don't know how many years
Yeah.
now. But
It's been a long time for me as well. But stuff happens. So there's not really a lot else to go over. There's not really a lot going on. You can go to the Den tonight and go to if you play pool. Every Wednesday night they have a double elimination pool tournament there over at the Den. That's a lot of fun. Last night was their karaoke and line dancing. And they had a few really, really good singers up there last night, including the owner's son, Jeff's son, Colton, got up there, and oh my gosh, he was incredible.
really,
So super fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Barb and I went over there. It was Barb Drew's birthday. And so,
Ooh,
well, it was
happy
actually on
belated
Monday.
birthday.
Yeah, it was actually on Monday, but we were doing the walk and stuff. So we went over there for her birthday last night, and that was nice. I skipped council for the first time in
Wow.
like a year and a half. I missed council meeting.
uneventful.
Yeah, I decided that, no, I'm going to do it, and I did. So
Yeah.
went out to the Den instead. It was a lot of fun, though. Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
But get downtown, check out the art
Yeah,
splash. The
yeah.
statues are up. You're gonna need an umbrella to do it this week, but get
Yeah.
out here, check them out, and I know that if they're not already, there will definitely be the little brochures that tell you which statue is where and
Yep.
what they are and who did the artist that did them and that kind of stuff. So we'll get the information for that so we can tell everybody where to get those picked up. And
Mm-hmm.
usually they have it all on their Facebook page as well. So you can walk around and know what
Yep.
you're looking at and who did it and what they're each called.
Oh, we got to mention is that we have a new director of Barre area development.
Oh, I heard about that, but I did not know.
Yes, Josh Jerome,
Nice,
who used to be the director of the Barre Partnership here.
nice.
Yeah.
And so now he's the Barre Area Development.
Yep.
And did he step right in already? Or
I don't know if he started yet because he was working in Montpelier. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if he's working out a notice there. But yeah, Josh did a good job when he was here. He was right before Tracy running the partnership.
Nice.
So it's kind of like a homecoming for him.
Well, good.
Yeah.
That's glad.
He'll
to
do a good
hear.
job.
That's glad to hear that because we've been waiting for a while, and they are involved in so many things. The Prospect Street Heights and
Yeah.
and things.
The
Other
Newberry
things that they have-
building,
Yeah,
it's-
the stuff that they've got going on. And any update about the Newberry building?
I
Not
haven't
quite
heard
yet?
anything yet. No.
Yeah, hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon we'll hear how that all went.
Yeah. And then I said I'd give my grandson's AAU basketball team a plug.
Yes.
They were up in Burlington this weekend. They played 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday, and they came out the 12 and under AAU basketball champions for the state of Vermont.
Nice. Nice.
Good bunch of kids. They're all from Barre, Barrytown. Great kids.
That's awesome. Congratulations to
Yeah.
them. And we're going to have your son in so that we can get some more information about the schedules for the Little League and
Little
stuff
League
like
and-
that. 'Cause
yeah,
there's a
the-
lot going on.
The Cooperstown trip.
Yeah. So we'll have to get them in here and talk about that
Yeah.
so we can let everybody know where they can go and how about the kids. Barre City PTO announced the popcorn for Friday as
Oh.
well. And just so that people know that you can donate to the PTO, just so that if there are kids that maybe can't afford to bring in money for those sorts of things, the book sales, the popcorns, things like that,
Yeah.
you can donate to the PTO. And they do a lot of stuff, and I'm glad to see that they're up and going again, because they weren't through COVID and stuff. The PTO had kind of scaled back a lot, and they weren't doing anything at all for a while.
Yeah.
But they are back up and in full swing, both the city and the town.
That's good.
In both schools. So, yeah, they do some great things. And we still have, and I got to get one to Glenn, back the blue bulbs. We are almost sold out, though.
Great.
So it's been really good, and we've sold quite a few. But we still do have some back the blue light bulbs, so you can get those by reaching out to me, 802 Scoop, whichever, and they're $10 each. And all of the, not only does that show that you support local law enforcement or law enforcement, period, but in doing so, you are giving to the Christmas for Kids, because
Great.
that's where the money will go, which is something that the police department has been involved with, I think, since it started.
Yeah.
And that's who started it.
Juvenile police program, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yep. So if you do want one of those back the blue bulbs, let me know. And I know that Judy is on my list too. I got a couple. I got Judy, Glenn, and Val down at Yipes. So a few people, but it's been fun. It's been good. So we'll see you tomorrow. I think you and I will.
I think we will.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow night I will be with David Susi, and looking forward to that interview. And again, that's at 7:00. And so, God willing, we'll be here tomorrow at 4:00. Things have been a little crazy this week with my dad and stuff, but I think by tomorrow he should be back on the mend. Yeah, we never know though.
And all you people out there, don't forget that Saturday's waste drop up at the BOR parking lot.
Yes.
Get your stuff out.
Yeah, get it, and you have to bring it up there unless you call for this pickup. So that's one misconception I saw. A lot of people in the city thought that it was going to be like it happened during the flood, that they just had to get it outside to the curb, and the city would be picking that up. And that is not happening. You have to bring your own stuff up to the auditorium. If you are somebody that cannot, like if you are, if you're older, if you're disabled, if you don't have a truck, if you have circumstances where you need help, then you can reach out to the numbers and the email provided on the flyer for the candidate pickup. But this is not a case where the city does not have dumpsters everywhere, and you cannot put stuff at the end of your driveway, and city truck is not going to come by and pick it up.
That was just during the floods when we did that.
Yeah.
I did see a posting where someone asked what to do with green up bags.
Yes.
Because in the past, we've had Casella leave dumpsters behind City Hall, and I guess that didn't happen this year. So I would suggest you call City Hall, call the clerk's office or the manager's office, and ask them, how that's going to be handled.
Right, and maybe, and I will put an email out to Nicholas and ask as well, so maybe we can get the information out there to people.
I thought of it earlier. I came down Blackwell Street, right by the bridge across from Beverage Baron, and there was 3 or 4 huge bags that people had picked up along the river there.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can get that information too. And yes, and Judy says get those absentee ballots in. So there's the drop box right behind the clerk's office.
Yep.
You can mail them. Although I don't trust the mail like that. It's getting way too close for me. It's already the 7th. I would be dropping it off in person myself, either at the clerk's office or in the drop box, or bringing it directly to the polls.
At last night's meeting, Cheryl said that City Hall would continue to mail ballots requested by this Friday, but don't I wouldn't do that because the post office is very slow
No,
with getting
yeah,
stuff out.
I only get
so
mail twice a week at home.
You can
There's
go.
no way.
You can go into City Hall, get your ballots, and you
Yep.
can even vote right there and drop them.
Right,
So,
drop them right there and then and there. And voting is May 13th in both the city and the town from 7 to 7. In the city, it's at the BOR and or
no, in the auditorium.
at the auditorium, and at the town, it's at the elementary school. So yeah,
there-
and 802 Scoop will be up there serving hot dogs and hot dogs and snacks and water and stuff like that on the 13th. So get up there and vote, May 13th.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pray for sunny skies.
it's supposed to be 80 degrees and sunny on
Really?
Tuesday.
Well,
Yes.
now we're gonna have to
It's
set up a tent for you.
Perfect grill day, perfect grilling day.
Do you have a tent?
I do have a tent.
All right.
Yes, every year have a tent, no matter what, for shade and for rain.
Great.
So you got to make sure you have the tent. So we'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to tune in tonight at 5:30 for Four Quarters with Lori Shepard. The girls will be here to tell you all about local and national sports. Have a great evening, everyone. See you tomorrow.